What is going on, you guys? It's the first Friday of the month, which means it's time for some free TTM addresses. Also like to say I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving and hope you all have a Merry Christmas. If you're watching this, I'm on deployment somewhere. Believe it or not, I'm making this video in the middle of July. Yes, the middle of July. And I'm making these videos well in advance so y'all can get all this awesome, I don't want to say awesome content because I'm making it, but, all these addresses. So I hope y'all are enjoying this. I've said it a couple times already. If I don't respond in the comment section down below, that's because we don't get YouTube on the ship. But that's enough about me. Let's get into it. This month is a Texas Rangers theme. So we did the Yankees, we've done Diamond Kings, now we've done the Texas Rangers. And I didn't really think there was going to be a lot of names that I knew when I started this project. I'm just going to kind of pick a different team or theme every month. And there's a lot of cool names on here. I was actually really surprised. So if you are even a small Texas Rangers fan, you will definitely know every name on this list. So first, Jeff Burroughs, just a really, really great Texas Ranger. Frank Hondo Howard, not really known for being a Texas Ranger. He was only a Ranger for one season, I believe in 73, maybe? I believe it was 73. But known for being a Washington senator. So back in the day, what year would that have been, like 99, 97, 98, 99, somewhere in there, I went to the ballpark in Arlington. At the time I lived in Houston with my parents. I was in high school, and I forget who was in town. Hell, I don't know. It might have been the Washington Nationals. I don't know. But I went to a Texas Rangers game with my uncle, and we went to the visitor side, and Frank Howard was there. He was like a coach or something, or a bench coach or something along those lines. And he walked by, and man, my uncle, who's a big Texas Rangers fan, went crazy. He's like, "Oh my God, it's Hondo. It's Hondo." And I was like, what the freak, dude? I had no clue what he was talking about. The only Hondo I knew was my dad as like the biggest freaking John Wayne old school Western movie fan like in the history of mankind. And I'm like, Hondo? Like John Wayne? Like no, it wasn't John Wayne. So Frank came over to us right away. As soon as my uncle was like, Hondo, he came over and signed our autograph, or signed some cards. I think he even had a book, like one of those big ass Texas Ranger. A lot of teams have it, like the history of the team, and people will get different pages and pictures signed by different players. So he had that, and he had like 3 or 4 different pages that he wanted Mr. Howard to sign, and he did. And man, I remember shaking his hand, and his hand like absolutely engulfing my freaking arm, dude. Like he shook my hand, and his hand was like up here. It was huge, man. I just remember him just being gigantic. And this dude was, relatively old at the time. And I was like, holy crap, this is like the biggest old dude I've ever seen in my freaking life. And I'm wanting to say, I could be wrong. I don't have any stats around me or anything like that. I'm wanting to say he was like 6'6" or 6'7" in his prime. Like just a mountain of a man. So really cool return. If you're a Texas Rangers guy or not, I would definitely highly suggest sending to Mr. Howard. Moving on, Tom Grieve, their longtime play-by-play announcer. He was also a player for the Texas Rangers way back in the day. He is the father of Ben Grieve, who was the 1999 AL Rookie of the Year for the Oakland Athletics. I believe it was 1999. It was around then. And what's funny was I went to a Texas Rangers banquet back then. I think it was either 98 or 99. And Ben Grieve was there at the banquet, at the Texas Rangers banquet. And man, I was like, oh my God, holy crap. Like, you know how it is, man. When you get like the Rookie of the Year, like, it's a big deal. You know what I mean? And everyone thinks they're going to be the next freaking, Benji Gill or something. Like the next big time player. The next Harold Baines. So I got Ben's autograph, and my uncle was like, man, that's Tom Grieve over there. That's his dad. And I was like, keep in mind, at the time, I knew nothing about Texas Rangers. If it wasn't Houston Astros, I didn't know anything about it. And dude, I looked at my uncle, and I was like, why in the world would I want to get Ben Grieve's dad's autograph? But he's definitely, in the past TTM videos, address videos I've made, I threw the word legend around a lot. I would definitely say he's a Texas Rangers legend. He did a lot on the field. He's done a lot in the booth. He's been in the organization for like 40 plus years. Come on, man. Okay, next is our first Hall of Famer, Fergie Jenkins. The website or different sites say that he's charging $40. I think that is ridiculous, like just insane. You could go buy his certified autographs for like $15. I even think you can buy his already signed rookie cards for like $40, already slabbed. So I don't know if I would do that. I mean, if there's a card you want for like a set or something, that might be worth it. But I just don't know if I'd pay $40 for Fergie Jenkins. But that's not for me to decide. That's for you to decide. And the address is below. If I were to do it, oh my God, this is going to go against everything. It is a foundation. It's the Fergie Jenkins Foundation. You know what? I'm not going to say it. It's a foundation. If you want his autograph, send $40. Next, Mike Cubbage. I don't know a whole lot about Mr. Cubbage. I do know that he was a Houston Astros coach back in the day. Same era, the late 90s. Eric Nadel. Now, he's a Hall of Famer. And you're like, no, he's not. Yes, he is. He's a Ford Frick winner. If you're a Ford Frick winner, you're in the freaking Hall of Fame. There's a wing for announcers like Harry Carey, Milo Hamilton, Vin Scully, all them dudes, Marty Brenneman, Eric Nadel. He's a Hall of Famer. Really cool. I realize this video is coming out in December, and both Tom Grieve and Eric Nadel are care of the Texas Rangers. If I were you, spring training, I can't even believe I'm saying this. This is really weird. Mentally, I'm in December, doing this right now. So spring training is in a couple months. You know what I mean? People are going to start reporting probably February-ish, early February. Go ahead and send to their spring training facility. I believe it's in Surprise, Arizona, I believe. I know it's in Arizona. Go ahead and send there, and I'm sure you'll get it back as soon as they get in town. Moving on. Next, Gaylord Perry, $15. Not too bad, not too crazy. $15. Kind of really know him more of a, what's it called? San Francisco Giant. And you know, what's funny is every time I think of Gaylord Perry, I think of the old white dude from Major League. You know, the guy that would put a little Tabasco on his nose to make his nose run, a little Vaseline in his armpit, and that dude it says, what's he tell Rick Vaughn? He said, some of us don't have a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. You got to do what you got to do. Something like that. I'm getting off the point. But I think of that dude, Major League, every time I think of Gaylord Perry. Jim Sundberg. Now that dude is a Texas Rangers legend. One hell of a freaking Texas Rangers ball player, no doubt. And actually, that's someone I will probably send to here before too long myself. Al Oliver, $5. You know, not too shabby. You probably don't know him much as a Texas Ranger, but good ball player. Mickey Rivers. Now you probably think of him as like a New York Yankee. At least I do. Hell, I didn't even know he played for the Texas Rangers until I started doing research on this for this video. $15. I tried to find a home address for him. The address I do have is MDM Sports Marketing, and so what that is that's a company that basically you mail shit to, and they make sure that they get the money and blah blah blah, and either they mail a whole ton of stuff to him, or Mickey Rivers comes to their office, signs it all, and then they're responsible to mail it out. And you know, Mickey Rivers has to give them, hell, I don't know, I'm just making shit up, like 25% of whatever he gets. So that's kind of what that's about. So that is that. 10 more addresses. Some really, really big time Texas Rangers players here. Jeff Burroughs, Jim Sundberg, Eric Nadel, Tom Grieve, some Hall of Famers, Gaylord Perry, Fergie Jenkins. The two, if I had to only pick two guys that I personally would send to, oh man, it would have to be three. Would be Jim Sundberg, Frank Howard, and Eric Nadel. I wrote Eric Nadel in the past. He signed a baseball for me, gave me his personal business card, said if I'm ever in Arlington, give him a call. He'll get me a seat up in a suite, and just off of a TTM letter, he did all this. Couldn't believe it, man. So just really cool dude. And once again, he's a Hall of Famer. That is that. This is really a long video for these address videos. I kind of had some stories, so I hope y'all enjoyed them. As always in these videos, I appreciate your thumbs up, your comments to keep them going. I really like to get the view count high on these, to know that people are trying these addresses. If people aren't trying them, there's really no point to keep them going, you know what I mean? So until next time, adios, be safe, bye bye, doodles.